That would be something good for compLexity. Well, we're going to find out now. Game number 2 has officially started here. Let's take a look as well. Again, you see them huddling up here. So compLexity trying to do that team effort thing of figuring out this draft right here. So this time we can see the bands, so that's a good thing. The initial bands to start things off, Ophelia into Tremble is so far what we're looking at. But you know, something else that was actually really interesting, Zlapt came over, of course, of Sync Esports here to kind of talk about how the game went, and he just flat out said compLexity looked lost. He was sitting behind them, you know, getting an idea, you know, what to expect from them, and they just seemed lost. They weren't communicating. There was very little at that during the game. The draft, he was not a fan of himself. You know, we were talking about that, of course, so. He was even saying, you know, he just kind of hopes that they play better just for the sake of the event, you know, that, you know, coming all the way out here. So, but that was interesting to hear that even Zlapt kind of.
Yeah, seeing as it's a LAN event, you need to get a communication hyping. Like, you need to get everything. I mean, if someone is not listening, I mean, there's a background noise and all, so just scream it out every single time. If you want something done, you need to make sure that everyone hears you. Just talk non-stop. It doesn't matter if you don't have anything to say. Just be like, okay, compLexity, go, focus, or anything like that. Just get the communication going all the time. So you just get hyped. If it's that silence all the time, then people are going to like lose focus really fast.
Yeah.
Especially if you get some kills against you early on into the game.
Midas is how MRR is going to start right here. You see the Swift Blade response coming out for compLexity. Now, again, that's an interesting pick for compLexity because they are known for running a short lane Swift Blade. Formless does play quite a bit. In fact, lately, I would say even more than Asuka, you know, playing it in the suicide role. So, ooh, there's that Fade pickup. Now, we've talked about this. These Thailand teams, MRR especially, they are known for running the Fade, even more as a support option even. So that's an interesting pick, though.
They run him very well. I can see that Flux is still unbanned, though. Very good hero. That ultimate, of course, scouts the Fade ultimate. So I wouldn't be surprised by if compLexity were to prefer to pick that Flux here, unless MMR picks it for themselves. But they already got Midas, who kind of fills the same role, you know, that kind of ranged, low-ranged, out-attack range, strength hero in the mid lane. And they got a Parasite now as well on the compLexity side. I like that. Swiftblade, of course, does pretty well versus Midas as well because he needs to get really close by, and therefore you can get in range for that spin. So if you got a support to help you out, box out the Midas, then you can get really aggressive early on. And a Parasite going to pick up that puzzle box, which of course also helps for the Fade.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, obviously, I would think that what you got is going to prioritize that. That's even more reason now to get it, as you pointed out, up against the Fade here. So Parasite, comfortable here for what you got. So going to be a little bit different jungler this time, not a signature Warbeast. They actually banned it, by the way. That fourth ban, it went Moira and then Warbeast was the final ban. So banned by compLexity. Actually making a statement that they're not going to play it here, but they don't want to give it up, obviously. To MRR.
If they downloaded the replay in between the games now as well, which I would hope just to get like ward locations and stuff from MMR, and compLexity of course goes for both teams, then they should realize at the compLexity side that these kind of guys at MMR, they like to bring the offensive wards into their own forest. So they need to be careful for that. They should not let MMR get onto their side without actually having to fight for it.
Yeah. Third pick for compLexity. I'm going to think about this one, but Rhapsody coming out for MRR as their supporter choice.
I called the Flux at first, but it might be difficult going up versus both the Fade and the Rhapsody in the mid. Not entirely sure if they're going to go with it anyway. They could, I mean, dual lane the Flux. They're going to go to Laces, is that one?
Just swapping supports. That's what they do in the end. So,
Glacius, huh? Going to be up versus potentially the Suicide Midas, and I'm not quite sure how well he fares. I mean, Glacius is usually better versus melee heroes because of that lockdown, of course, and the fact that he can kite them with the slow. But versus Midas, we just keeps on punting those out attacks, and of course can use his spells through the Ice Imprison.
Except the teleport.
Yeah, of course,
So.
except teleports. Yeah, that could be something that they're looking to do. They can max that and just ignore the slow more or less, and just get Swiftblade at full spin damage.
Well, so, I mean, you're stuck on the idea that running it as a short lane support, but again, that's result last game. Both teams sending the supports mid. So
yeah, I mean, just the Swiftblade, like you mentioned it earlier, it doesn't feel like an Asuka hero. Not necessarily. Like he likes mobility heroes like the Bubbles, the Midas, Magmus, Bubbles, yeah, those kind of heroes. And Swiftblade, he's not going to be able to fare too well versus -1 versus 1.
Yeah.
That's what I fear, and I want them to focus on with the farm on Formless this game, so that he just gets rolling. Maybe even go for that rune cleaver.
Yeah.
I don't know. They got a fade now, so he needs to be a little bit careful of that. Of course, not to go for too much of a squishy build, but I still like for them to just keep it very passive here, because I feel like they can get map control if they get an early puzzle box on a Parasite, maybe even a Bound Eye early, or later on, and just keep MMR away, because they don't have heroes that are good at farming so far. Fade can take stacks. Rhapsody, sure, she can help the dance floor. Midas can take them as well to a certain extent, but they're not the kind of heroes that live off the stacks. They live off getting hero kills, experience gain all the time, like map control. So this is going to be yet another interesting game here during the laning phase. It's not quite sure yet how they're actually going to be shaping up the lanes.
MRR spending a lot of time on those bans here, already down to 19 seconds as you see on your screen. But to clarify who banned what, it was Bubbles into Doctor, Magnus into Silhouette, and now Madman being taken out by MRR. So the final ban coming out for compLexity. We'll see again. They've already banned the Silhouette as well as the Doctor. So it seems like that they're focusing on those carries. Of course, is Puppet Master banned already? No, he's still left open, isn't he? He is. And again, that is a favorite hero of Punk Ping, it seems like. So they go Sandwraith. To be fair, that's a good combo in the Sandwraith Fade. Obviously we talked about that plenty with the Tide team. So I can see why they went with that. But man, I would not be surprised to see another Puppet Master here.
No. I assume that they fear the offensive tri lane from MMR, and they just want to make sure that they're not having that Sandwraith in a 1 versus 1 situation in the safe lane. But Hellborn team, they got a Parasite, and it's quite difficult to man up versus that early on, as long as you can hold your force in the start. And I feel like they got a good start with the Swiftblade and Glacius to just defend their camps early on. Yeah.
Well, that fourth pick now.
Is Behemoth not banned? Where's Behemoth?
Behemoth is not banned. You're right.
Damn.
Yeah,
okay.
they're right-clicking it here. That's well, probably not a suicide option, because I don't know. Behemoth doesn't seem like, I was gonna say it wouldn't fit in their lineup really, honestly. So
they could run him. Yeah, I guess you could run him as a carry with Enrage.
Yes, they could. You know what? It fits perfectly. Assassin Child Rift Shards, baby. Here we go. No,
it wouldn't. I wouldn't. I could see it. I could see it. Like definitely. I mean, that would be so hilarious.
Happen, man. It's not at DreamHack. Come on.
I don't know.
I mean, hey, I would love to see it. I would. You know me. You know me. I would love to see that. But
if compLexity picks up a questionable or not the strongest 1 versus 1 laner here for their suicide, then I could see the huge combo from a leading team.
Maybe the Tide team will come through for us. But they will go Tempest though, as far as a jungler.
There's a lot of magic damage though in that draft, of course. Yeah, here comes the Pharaoh. Perfect.
Yeah, that's a good response against Tempest, so that makes sense, and also good against a hero like Rhapsody, to be fair. So yeah, Pharaoh seems like it's overall just a good pick, but that does pretty much guarantee that Swiftblade's going to be in the hands of Formless here, of course, as we're talking about there. So MR only down to 2 seconds of extra time, so they pretty much have to choose in the next 10 seconds here. Okay, they go Dark Lady with their carry option. So, I mean, another one of those, though, that, not going to be too surprised maybe to see in the hands of Punk Ping here. So, but I mean, Dark Lady is a much different carry than a Puppet Master. So why do you think they went the Dark Lady route here?
Not entirely sure. I still could have seen the offensive tri-lane with Fade, Rhapsody, and Puppet Master, because Puppet Master is one of those heroes that just, even if Swiftblade has the spin, he can just put up the show whenever Swiftblade goes for a last hit, and then they follow up with a Fade stun and a Rhapsody stun, and there's nothing Glacius can do to prevent it, because even if he freezes someone, they can still stun through it. So I think that if they were to man up, I mean, Swiftblade would have fallen victim relatively fast in the early game, but they're going to go Dark Lady instead, and of course a very good hero versus the Swiftblade as well. He can leap out of the Pharaoh wall as well, so good hero overall, and I mean, this is also the hero that made a very strong impact during the World Season 3 finals.
Yeah, so the final pick for compLexity, I mean, they got the time to use here, so I'm glad to see that they are, Obviously, you want to make sure that they're confident with this final pick, but it's probably going to be a Fuzzy Sloth hero. Now, what heroes are left open that's really standing out? I guess Salamon is standing out? Kind of? Not really? I was
like, okay, we're going to see a Miraxus, something like that.
Who's laning where is now the question. So that means Swiftblade's going to be in Fuzzy Sloth?
This
what are
is
they doing
interesting.
Here?
I have
absolutely
no idea. Is this a Swiftblade mid? Like
Swiftblade mid,
Team Disband style? Pure
Why
style?
the Salamon, though? Are they basically saying you're going Dark Lady, that means you're going to go more of a later game strategy, so we're going to go our Salamon, and we're going to go later game, I guess. wow. Yeah, that I did not see that coming, and I don't think
Salomon
MR
is
did.
a hero that complexity gaming has had so much success with, though.
Yeah.
Like, insane. I mean, Formless has the Salomon goal per minute record as well, like 1,100 or something.
Yeah.
And they're just so dominant with this hero, and this is like as late game as you can get at this point, because you can even fill up a courier if you want that 6-slot that one, if you were to 6-slot yourself first. Yeah, I don't know though if Swiftplay is actually like. What I fear is just that if MMR gets an early lead, then they're going to like Hellbird team is not going to have too much of a counter initiation. They have the Pharaoh, of course, but that's all. Glacius and Swiftblade is not going to be able to necessarily save any teammates.
I love it. I love seeing the beef bias here. He's over there with the team, just like huddling up with him, and let's go, getting them pumped up. But I mean, he's involved with complexity, of course, heavily. So yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But hey, Team America, I could even say that I'm a little biased for them, to be honest. I know that's they're representing America here, as we've talked about. So I like seeing that. But that was good to see though, because again, I think that's been the biggest issue for complexity. As they seemed a little nervous. They seemed like unsure of themselves. That's at least the start now of, okay, they're getting hyped here. Let's realize game one, hey, it's over. It's over. It's done. It's the past. We got stomped. Let it be. We still got another game here to prove ourselves that we do belong here at the Dreamhack. So, yeah, I mean, this is a team, when it comes to Salomon, I mean, it's really them and Sync are the teams that are known to run in this hero, right? And now, to be fair, it's been a while, and I would even think Complexity's ran it more. I don't know if we have the stats on that right here, but I'm pretty sure Complexity's ran Salomon more than any other team. Going to be played by Formless here, so it's very comfortable for them. And again, what we always go back to, they don't like the Resto Stone, which I still find very weird. But
+1 on that.
Yeah, they prefer to build it more. Again, being fuzzy or being Formless, he likes the Frostburn, the eventual Dawnbringer, likes the Demonic Breastplate, even. And eventually late game will maybe get a Resto Stone, but early on, not going to happen. So I wonder if MR's game plan is even going to change here with that final pick to an extent. Maybe they were planning to play a little bit more of the pass at the late game, but seeing the Salomon, it's like, well, maybe we need to play a little more aggressive now. Early on,
that's a good point to make. They got a Tempest, but yeah, Complexity got both the Parasite and the Pharaoh. I don't think that Salomon ultimate, the jump, the stun, is that superior stun?
I'm not sure actually, but I want to deck out Cthulhu Fun here. There we go. Looking fly. There's a lot of lights here. I want to make sure Cthulhu Funts
doesn't get blinded.
Yeah, he's kind of just staring, those wide open eyes, man.
Of course.
All right. Anyways, you were talking about a serious thing there, so I'm just goofing off over here.
No, he's talking about the jump from Salomon. I'm not quite sure if that's a superior stun.
That's a good. I want to say it is, because I'm pretty sure we've seen situations where they get stunned with the shrunken up, but I'm not 100% honestly. So.
In that case, at least they got a very good lineup versus the Tempest.
The cool thing, we're not delayed here from Dreamhack. We don't have a delay stream other than, of course, that's
Twitch
you
chat
can maybe check out Twitch
chat
here, get some help from the valuable Twitch chat. You guys are awesome. Shout out to you guys for tuning in. I know for a lot of you guys even waking up extra early to tune in here. This isn't the usual casting time here on Honcast, but obviously being live from Jönköping, Sweden, that's what the schedule speaks for. So going to be going all throughout the day, though, as these events work out, kind of grinding on through. We'll be on for a good another 10 hours here or so.
Yeah, Complexity just had to start it off for all those American viewers.
Yep. Yeah, exactly, yeah. All those true American fans tuning in right now.
Yep.
Okay, so we see it starting off here, though. MRR getting an aggressive ward out in the jungle, but not blocking any camps, just more so for vision purposes right here. So I guess not too concerned about the Parasite in that sense. But Midas will end up suicide, of course. Fade in the hands of Chitawan, so it's not going to be support. It will be more of a farming Fade here. I was mentioning, we have seen them run it as more of a true support even, but of course with the Rhapsody pick and everything, so makes sense here. Dark Lady in the short lane. I mean, look at the lanes. I guess nothing really too crazy. It's pretty much as we expected as far as who goes where. Glacius going top, so now, see, does that make sense to you? I know, I guess Salomon, he will need the backup here, but man, the kill potential of a Swiftblade Glacius seems pretty strong. You can say the middle lane, but...
Probably, yeah. If they get to slow off or slow and freeze off on fade and spin, yeah, it could be an option. But I still think that they need to focus the farm on formulas in the start and just keep Midas away from the levels. Because as soon as he hits level 4, he gets twice as powerful, the hero. So as long as you can keep him away from level 4, you got a big advantage. So I think that's what they're looking for here at the start, at least. Then they might be leaving Salomon to solo 1 versus 1 a little bit later on, but he needs a heads up. He needs at least those marchers to go.
Top lane, you do see Midas. Again, he's, well, Glacia's doing his best to kind of box him out, but it is always a danger. So you were kind of talking about that. I mean, Midas, especially being somewhat tanky, you know, hits hard himself, of course, and he has burst potential. So even though the freeze will lock down his getaway, do not underestimate the Lion's Pride, the Golden Salvo, the combo of the abilities, and how much damage they can put out. So Resher going to need to be on top of that, but he's done this plenty, I'm sure. So, you know, he's obviously very aware.
We were speaking about like the Mida or the Glacius freeze into the Swift Blade spin, but now they got the Salomon instead, so he can literally do nothing versus the Midas.
Yeah. That is true. That is true. So Salomon here again. That's going to be fun to see how that turns out. As GPM charts, if he's not in the lead, let alone up by 100 GPM or so over the other team's carry, then you know he's doing it wrong. So we'll see how Formless is able to perform there. Now we do see at Midas. Parasite's coming over, but not the friendliest creeps though. You know he doesn't have a lot to work with here. Has a Vulture Lord, does have a Wild Hunter, so we'll see if he can maybe get some use out of that. But for the time being, just simply gonna farm. Oh my God, look at classic Bloodlust Kill Mist. As Asuka goes down here, I got so caught up in the jungle, but wow, I guess Tempest just coming over, catches Pharaoh.
Yeah, once again, it seems like the ward's a little bit too defensive. It's still daytime, of course, and it displays like a big area of the map, but I usually, like when I play Suicide, which is not too often, I like to get the ward a little bit deeper into the forest, and of course that's something that you can't always pull off, especially when your team don't go into the enemy forest early on, but yeah, once again, I mean, as soon as he sees the Tempest, it's already too late because he's going to be slowed by the Dark Lady, he's going to be locked down by the Staccato Stone from Rhapsody, so this Pharaoh, he's going to struggle. He got the Marchers early on though, he's level 2, so I guess he's alright and he can cover the bot runes and all, but compared to Midas, who's doing really damn well, he's only level 3 up here at the top lane and even preventing Salomon from getting some kill or creep kills. Shout
out to Time Pico, by the way, using this sweet new Rhapsody skin right here. This thing's badass, man. The DDR Rhapsody skin. Anyways, finding Pharaoh there a little bit, but as you see, you know, with the levels and everything, Pharaoh not going to chase too much. He did get bloodlusted after all. Doesn't want to play too scared. Or too safe even. Anyways, Swiftblade versus Fade middle. Again, we've seen Swiftblade a couple times now spin down Fade a little bit, and I mean that goes back to the potential. You know, Glacius was able to maybe set a middle.
Oh, level 4 at Midas up at the top lane. He's close to Glacius as well. Babacon is actually standing his ground, but he needs to be careful here. Here comes the health pot. He might go in for a kill.
Yeah.
Salomon cannot do anything to help Glacius if he gets comboed.
It doesn't look like he's going for he's more so just trying to compete for the farm, and actually Fresher doing a good job right there of ultimately outlast hitting him even. But yeah, you're right. I mean, he has the transmute now, so that's of course the scary mark here.
I think he was afraid of the Parasite. He didn't have vision on him, so he was like, okay, if he's close by, I might get a Glacius, but I'm probably gonna die for it, so not worth it at this point.
Yeah, so playing is safe enough for that. The Cosmic Cleave coming out there from Salomon. You do see Midas going into the side shop, picking up some boots, so going to be a little faster now. Yeah, Parasite not nearby. So, and again, he hasn't really had the most powerful gank creeps. We mentioned the Wild Hunter, I guess, but he didn't even use that for a kill potentially. He just more so farmed with it. So
yeah, Wild Hunter is not too useful until later levels as well. When you get that face hug, that's when you want the Wild Hunters for real. But yeah, up until this point, you need the extra damage from, for example, a Catman or the lockdown from a Skeleton King, so you can get a few extra out attacks off.
Yeah, no, that makes sense there. Okay, so let's take a look at creep farm here. Wow, Salomon's doing pretty well. 30-3 actually. I'm almost a little. I don't know why I'm surprised. I mean, Salomon after all, but. Yeah, he's doing very well. 460 gold per minute, but again, that's Salomon for you, so that's good news for compLexity. Swiftblade, he's also doing very well against Fate, but they're both doing well, in fact.
I'm not kidding, though. I think the Midas can just kill the Salomon if he gets the combo off.
Yeah?
Like, he's level 5. Oh, he's actually running for it.
Yeah, he knows he's scared. Oh, bottom lane. Pharaoh's in trouble again. This could be another kill. The Staccato Stun's coming out. Asuka going to try to eat through the trees. He puts some Mongols up, but it grabbed Dark Lady as well. And down it goes Pharaoh. Top lane in the meantime. Midas one auto attack away from death himself, but going to be able to leap on out of there and be fine. So 2-0 start here for the Legion side. That's another kill that Dark Lady is able to be involved in.
Yep, and the one lane that we haven't talked too much about, this mid lane, is actually quite even between those two players. Fuzzislav on the Swift Blade and of course Shida1 on the Fade. They're both at around 330 gold per minute at this point, and both hit level 6 just now.
Yeah. Bottom lane, Dark Lady finishing up. Ghost Marchers here, going to put some extra pressure with Tempest onto the tower. You do see the Tormented Soul from Pharaoh, only level 1 though, so not really the greatest push. Ward of Sight placed down by Rhapsody. That's a very aggressive one. I mentioned that last game. You can argue he was the MVP, but he's in trouble. The Swift slashes, and Rhapsody is going to go down. Good find there, and that's got to be a good feeling for compLexity because, again, you look back at game 1, they didn't really have a true kill that they could have really been hyped about. This is the first time where they got a kill, you know, feeling pretty good. As I say that, though, Pharaoh's now in trouble. Can he get away? It doesn't look like it. As all of a sudden, Midas is there, but there is a TP coming in. Who is that? It is Salomon. He does have ulti form. Swiftblade spinning in right here. Is going to activate ulti. Yes, he is. Salomon. He leaps in. What a leap right there. Gets killed to Tempest. Fade's dropping low, but he pops his Invis, and he's going to be fine. It looks like will be good for getting away. So, well, they get a counter kill again.
Legion team got a tower, though, so I still think that's a big win for the Legion team. I was surprised that Swiftblade actually went back to the mid lane after that, because I feel like he needed to prevent the push from continuing. Tempest and Dark Lady were still going at that tier 1 tower, but instead Pharaoh was the only one that was left behind, and yeah, in the end he got caught and picked off. He's level 3 now, by the way. He needs level 6 badly. But soon, I mean, Dark Lady, he got the Ghost Marches now. He's going to be able to almost solo kill the Pharaoh, or at least if the Rhapsody comes in with a Veil Rot or anything, like, he's going to drop in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, and that Ward of Sight giving the vision. Middle end in the meantime, jump on a Fade right here. Spin coming out from Swiftblade, but actually Parasite the one being locked down. Here comes the counter, the stun lockdown. Beautiful there from M.R.R. Not much what you got could do after, well, he got engaged on. So, again, good lockdown on the part of M.R.R. and being on top of supporting. So, maybe diving a little too far there to compLexity. Trying to get that Fade kill.
Really good rotation. Once again, M.R.'s Suicide player. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. 07T. He's just making really nice rotations. Like, he's already level 6 and he's just getting those kills all over the map. He did the same thing in game number 1 with the Control Fan. So he's definitely been a big part of why M.R.R is looking so good right now.
470 gold per minute for Formless right here. I believe he actually likes to get the Nullstone. Goes back to their former name, of course, the Nullstone Gaming, but now proudly so compLexity Gaming. Yeah, you see it again.
Exactly.
Fade misses the middle lane right there.
What is he going to block with a Nullstone, though?
Not a whole lot.
Like the Staccato and the Glacial Blast, sure. I mean, and I know that he likes to go for the super late game, and that's when the Health Flowers, the Sheep Sticks are going to be picked up, and maybe he wants to boost his farming potential a little bit, but I don't know, man. Maybe even the Rune Axe would be a better option. Yeah,
well, I guess the more I'm thinking about it, I mean, you have a good point there. It doesn't really block a whole lot other than the later game Sheepstick, which is okay. But yeah, Rune Cleaver may be the option because of that, if anything, coming out here from Formless. So yeah, I guess that's something that we'll have to wait and see. But you're right, though. Yeah, if he does go Nullstone, it may seem a little silly early on.
Yeah. He got the option here. He got a Sustainer, leads into both the Rune Axe and the Nullstone, so just have to wait and see. But how many stacks are there in the forest? There's actually the Hard Camp is stacked, or the Ancient stacked. Yeah, 2 stacks. Yeah, it's probably going to be the Rune Axe. He's going to go all in on those stacks, man.
Okay.
If M.R.R, though, can realize this, if they can actually capitalize, there's a Wild Hunter, by the way, from compLexity up here at the top, looking for the Midas. He's going to go in, but Midas senses something. I'm not quite sure how.
Oh, well, he might be senses a little off there, as maybe pushing up a little too far, but yeah, he is going to be fine. So
that patience, though, that is insane.
Okay, yeah, no, he played that very well. You do see right there, so I guess to clarify, he actually usually does go Rune Cleaver, I guess. So for some reason I thought it was more than Nullstone, but okay, so especially if that's the case, then yeah.
Bottom might be in trouble as well, actually, no. They were looking to go in on the Pharaoh because the rest of the team is at the top. They want to get a kill. Oh, actually, he's level 6. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Now Tempest is probably going to have to rotate back to the forest again. Yeah, he is. He lost a lot of time on that. And at the same time, they get a top tower.
Oh, that was interesting. So Formless, he went for the last hit. He actually popped his ulti form as well, almost expecting a fight to take place, but he ended up getting stunned to the point where he couldn't do anything with it and has to get away. So, I mean, that's going to be on cooldown now for another 130 seconds, but they got the tower kill, and his GPM, 528 gold per minute right now. Pharaoh going to be jumping in at the bottom lane, catches Tempest right here. Mummy Walls goes up. Dark Lady's like, I'm out of here. See you later, Tempest. Spin coming up from Swiftblade, and the face hug to finish him off. So, God KSSA. Well, he got abandoned, but not much Dark Lady could have done right there, to be fair. So, that was a good catch coming out, and level 6 Pharaoh.
Yep, this is going to be the game of Rundax. Salomon just made it clear that he's going for that build,
Yeah.
and Dark Lady, of course, we cannot expect anything else from him. So this is going to be probably a long one and a hard carry versus hard carry here.
Yeah. And again, that goes back to compLexity as a team and just what they prefer, right? I mean, that is their thing. So I think it's safe to say that that's going to be more of their comfort zone here. Tempest, by the way, interesting pickup with a post, or not post haste yet, but eventual post haste maybe. But yeah, Strider's coming out as his boots of choice. So what do you think about that?
I actually like to go that myself. It's just one of those tools that, I mean, I'm a support player in the ground. I like to move around a lot, make early rotations. So I think that's a statement from his that they want to bring the pressure. They don't necessarily want to sit back way too long and wait for Dark Lady to get, you know, those 3-4 hard carry items. They just want to bring pressure along with a Fade and a Midas, and therefore Striders is a good option.
Yeah. Ooh, Dark Lady, okay. No, she's just farming it up a little bit right here, getting that Rune Cleaver around the corner. That's the sustainer, but in the meantime, Salomon has already finished the Rune Cleaver. Again, that's just kind of more so the hero, though, as there you go, officially picked up. Now 535 gold per minute, but Dark Lady, especially pre-Rune Cleaver, having 400 plus GPM is also very, very good in this case for MRR. So, yeah, both teams most certainly feeling decent about where they're at, I'm sure. Now, I will say that Fade's presence hasn't necessarily been felt a whole lot yet. As I say that,
oh my God, Kaz's curse breaking.
Oh my gosh, down goes Formless. That was a great find there. So, well, so much for that statement.
And now he gets the Porky as well, so he's going to be extra deadly if he chooses to go for it. He's actually going to run straight into the outpost and just make it quite obvious that he's going for that Porky.
How do you deal with that, though? I mean, should they maybe have rev wards down throughout the jungle or something like that, or the safe for Salomon, or is that just going to happen?
I think that you need to take that into consideration at least to actually place Word of Revelations like at some key points, like in the rivers, for example, the entrances to your forest. That might be a really good idea. They have the puzzle box coming up in the near future at least, but they want to finish the Ghost Marchers and even our Chalice first, so it's going to be a little bit more time.
Yeah. Oh, bottom lane. Looks like something could be setting up here soon. God, going back to last game, though, you're so right about Time Pico here, the support for MRR. This guy just loves these aggressive wards, and he's done a fantastic job of that now for both Game 1 and Game 2 right here. And that clearly helps play a big role, especially when you have a hero like Fade, of course, coming out and looking to find those gank opportunities. So good job there. Energizer finished on Swiftblade, by the way. Fuzzy Slots has some decent farm, 334 gold per minute, as we see. So that is good news there again for Hellborn side. Puzzle blocks, it's in the works. He's got the Ghost Marchers, but now he has the bolstering armband picked up. So that's...
Oh, Swiftblade is in a very, very risky position here. Fuzzy might be picked off.
Well,
If the Midas combo...
It's a tough hero to really commit for, so I can understand why they maybe didn't like that. But Fade is going to use it to more so scout around ultimately and realizes that really everyone's here. So, again, they've played this hero so much. So to see him not open right there, I think it honestly worked out for the better. Because really compLexity was nearby, and Pharaoh could have easily jumped into counter and started it off. So, and obviously you know Salomon and what he can do in the ulti form. So they play it safe there.
That we know. And I actually just realized as well, I mean, they actually have 4 heroes. If Salomon's stun actually cancels the BKB, then they got Swiftblade, Pharaoh, Parasite, Salomon to deal with the Tempest BKB.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
So they are not going to be relying on any Tempest ultimates this game. That's safe to say. He's going to be more of that push lineup or like push presence. But so far he doesn't even have the Astro. And in this game in particular, I don't know, like Dark Lady with his Rundax, he's going to take a lot of space in the forest, so Tempest is not going to have any place to farm. Maybe he just rushes a Porky and tries to go offensive with the Glacial Blast ability instead.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. I wonder if we're actually just going to see that. Yeah, he's sitting on 1,300 plus gold now, so figures he actually at least maybe get the brace early on, but I got to say, I think it is going to be a Porky, if anything, for that reason. So making a priority of that, but you are right. It's actually top lane Midas. Nope, not going to be enough damage. Parasite jumping, but doesn't have enough nearby.
Midas is
follow it.
in,
Bottom lane, though. Pharaoh, actually. The Tempest ultimate going to pull him in as well. All the TP's coming in, and they get the kill, but at what cost here? Swiftblade, he's charging. He Swift Slashes. He wants Dark Lady. That's not going to happen, but Tempest, he'll be left behind. Good jump, though, by Fuzzy Sloth. Love the idea. Obviously didn't get it in the end, but, I mean, well, as we saw, Tempest was dead anyway, so try to maybe get somebody else as well. Doesn't work, but hey, good effort. And now, maybe Congra, I would be curious. No, they're not going to do that. They're
well played by M.R.R. though, getting tier 1 tower in the mid while that's going on.
Yeah.
This is one of those heads-up calls that you have to make. And actually, at the top lane as well, Midas is even pushing in the lane as well. So they are keeping this aggression up non-stop. compLexity, they don't have time to relax. Oh, and actually fade in the mid.
Yeah, if Swiftblade hung around a little bit longer, maybe. He still might open. Yes, he is. He's going to open right here. Dark Lady coming in. That's a very deep Dark Lady, but it gets the kill. And they'll be happy with that. You look at what you got, kind of taunting them a little bit, but yeah, it's not going to really matter much in the end. So, again, the Fade presence definitely being felt here now in this game. Something that you're just going to, once again, kind of have to deal with here.
And Formula's going for the Firebrand once again.
Yep.
This guy, he just loves that item. But I don't know, I can't help to think that this might be a little bit too greedy. Like, he is really vulnerable. Look at the HP that he has, like 1.3, and that's if he's 100%, which rarely never happens.
Yeah.
So versus a Fade and a Midas who's even closing in on the pull key timing herself, then it's going to be very, very scary.
Yeah, that is interesting. Again, it is formless though. It's his style, and you know, greed on a hero like Salomon, well, it just makes sense, doesn't it? So that's exactly what he's doing here. The 1300 life pull, you know, not too shabby, but yeah, if they get a jump on him, and we saw Fade earlier was able to find him in the jungle by himself and get a free kill out of it. So something he will have to constantly worry about throughout this game. But Dark Lady, she's been sitting on the Rune Cleaver now. Looks like, okay, yep, she's got a Firebrand herself as well. So Dark Lady, 524 GPM, man. That's, I want to say, even a little more scary than Salomon's farm, even though Salomon's is higher. It's just, we all know about Dark Lady,
oh,
what
look at
she
the Midas
can
in
do.
the top lane.
Is he running into trouble right here? No.
All right, he's going to be able to elemental warp out of there. But yeah, Dark Lady doing such a wonderful job so far, keeping his gold per minute off. But it comes to a cost at the same time. Tempest, I mean, he is struggling with his gold per minute. And even if he doesn't going to have too much of an impact in this game, it's still like you're going all in, more or less, on the Dark Lady. And I guess that the Heroes team does the same way, but they still got a Parasite and the Swiftblade to fall back on that they can Simmer carry for a little bit.
Now this is interesting. Invis Midas, Invis Fade, and that could equal a dead Salomon right here. He has no clue. He's going to be blocked a little bit. He probably has an idea now. So yeah, he's going to start running. Oh, damn it. Why are they not opening?
I don't know. Why did they not open? That was a free kill.
That was a free kill. I mean, yeah, there's no reason. Now he has a Frostbird, and now he's fine. So, man, MRR really missing on an opportunity there.
What did they fear? Did they fear? Was it the Pharaoh that was missing from the bottom? They're
Maybe.
Like, they know for a fact that we're here or something, but two enemies people next to the enemy hard carry, and he's got like 1.3k HP or something, and you got a Fade level 11 and a 10 Midas. Like, that would have been such an easy kill. There's no Mystic Investment on Salomon either. He would have dropped in a second. Yeah,
from what I could tell, it's, again, yeah, kind of thinking back to it, it really didn't seem like compLexity had support nearby. So, yeah, really a missed opportunity from MRR, and Salomon will just keep farming. I mean, I doubt even Salomon realizes how close to death he was, but obviously he didn't die in the end. So that's what matters for them. He's got the full Frostburn now, so he does bulk up a little bit more here, and we'll see how he continues to progress from it. That puzzle box, it is going to be important, and what he got is just about there, as he has another 1,200 gold saved up now with the components, of course. So. In fact, there you go. Makes the purchase. We'll have it now at least level 1. Fade once again doing his thing. He's going to see if he can find an opportunity here. You see the rev ward, though, so he's has to be weary of that right here and having to deal with it. Middle lane? No, he's going to be fine. Okay, there you go. You see an update there from Game 1 of the other series. Druids, well, having a pretty dominant time, it looks like. Against Team Wii right there.
Safe to say, oh, look at Salomon, by the way, he's gonna, no. Or he's...
You can just tell, man. I mean, they know they have to worry about it, obviously, so he's playing it pretty safe here.
Once again, offensive ward by the Legion team in the Helmut Forest. Now Salomon is going to be even more exposed to a sense.
You do see the warding is a little bit better for compLexity with that said. They've kind of made that a priority, so have tried to prevent as much as they can of this Fade being useful here in these team fights. So Dark Lady, though, I'm guessing that's going to be a shrunken head in the works here for her.
But look at this, I mean, gold per minute, 670 on Salomon. That's impressive, of course, but it's not as good as it could have been, and that's mostly because of this Midas. He's just constantly up here at the top lane. I mean, he's not been on his side for the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
I mean, look at him. When Salomon jumps over, he has polkeys into the forest and he polkeys out. But he's constantly making sure to just hold.
This is a big opportunity. Pharaoh comes in as well. Darkly, what a protect him out at the last second. He's able to try to strikes away. And now Pharaoh is going to be turning right here. Looks like he wants to get the kill. It's not going to happen. Even Darkly runs back in to just almost taunt him right there. What a turnaround. What a save. And MRR, that's got to feel pretty good.
That is an incredible feeling for them. That was like, if they would have gotten that kill, it would have been so much momentum for compLexity Gaming. Instead, they're like, oh, damn, we didn't get it. And now Fade is looking for even more. compLexity might be in trouble.
Yeah, trying to snowball right here. Now, Parasite happened to be right nearby, but
oh my God,
that's a
minus
caught
combo.
both of them right there on top of Swiftblade and Parasite. You see the reactions, being happy with it. MRR right now, all of a sudden, momentum in their favor big time, and they're going to try to work off of this. Now, Elemental Void is, of course, on cooldown here.
There's no buybacks, though. I don't know. They don't have an Astra on the Legion team, but still, I mean, what are you really going to do? You don't have the ultimate on Pharaoh. Is this even going to be able to... I don't think they're going to be able to get the racks, but they should be able to get a defensive tower if they man up.
Yeah, Wish for Revenge, of course, ready to go. It looks like they are going to be able to defend it in the end.
I guess they fear the buyback. They just want to play it safe. That's understandable.
Yeah, it is. And again, they got a lot out of that already, but... God, that goes, you know what else was the crazy thing about that Dark Lady attempt? Was that the Swift Slashes, she happened to be stacking a camp right there, so she had the creeps right next to her, and at least half, if not even more than that, bounced onto the creep.
Damn.
So if that wasn't the case, that's 100% a dead Dark Lady. It just so happened to be coincidence right there. I mean, you can't blame Swiftblade, obviously. That's just RNG, not in his favor. And Dark Lady ended up having to turn that around, and obviously we saw the snowball from there. So none of that would have taken place if Dark Lady got killed off initially, you could safely say. So well played right there by MRR, and sometimes things just go your way when it comes to
Dark
RNG.
Lady is up on 600 plus gold per minute, and he's even closing in on Salomon. I mean, that sounds crazy to say, but he's actually, oh Midas, though, he's not the best elemental warp.
I don't know if that was a misclick or he really just didn't have a chance right there. He kind of just panicked, but yeah, he got caught out big time, and that's a free kill for compLexity, so that's got to feel good at least.
Small consolation prize for their side at least. It's going to feel a little bit better at least. Hopefully the communication goes up once again now, or the motivation, atmosphere in the Skype. That's what matters at these kind of LAN events.
We got to talk about this. Look at Tempest here. Not only did he go Tablet first, which is okay, but Void Talisman.
Interesting.
On Tempest. What is the logic there? I guess Pharaoh's ultimate, that is physical, or is that superior magic, I thought?
The Pharaoh ultimate?
Yeah, so if you have Void Talisman up, it would still hit you, right? Or does it not? I wonder if maybe that would be some logic there if it is physical for whatever reason, but
it should still hit you.
I think it still hits you.
Yeah,
though,
I wouldn't see it.
I guess I'm more so just trying to understand the logic with the pickup.
Legionnaire Taunt, for example, doesn't hit you, but maybe the Twitch chat can help us out with that once again. I mean, it's good to have them here.
We're relying on you, Twitch chat. God damn it, tell us. Yeah, that's good. Well, even if that's not the case, or is there something you could think of for Void Talisman?
The Swift ultimate, the Salomon, of course. I mean, they're dealing a lot of physical damage. So I guess he just wants to be in the middle of the team fight more or less. Now we got a tablet as well, so he's going to be in the middle of the team fight, and he's going to act more like control the team fight more or less with support items. Maybe even pick up cheap stick later on, and just be in the middle of the team fight more or less, and throw out the Meteor, for example. I mean, that's really good versus these kind of melee heroes that the Hellborn team has. So he just wants to be in the center more or less. I think that's the reason.
Oh, look at this find right here coming out from the Legion side now. compLexity was aware that something was up. The Red Fort also up to spot, and they get away in time. That was big because if that jump happened, that could have been pretty damn bad for compLexity. So they get away. Something that they could really use is, of course, something like a Bound Eye. I mean, Puzzle Box is great, I think, and all, but I really think against a Fade lineup, Bound Eye is just so much priority there.
They really need to get one. Yeah, I wouldn't like to see even either the Pharaoh or the Parasite. It doesn't matter. Someone should just get it. I'm not sure if Glacius is the right one to pick it up.
Off to the side right here, you see a setup coming out here from compLexity, but MRR.
It is the initiation from the compLexity scene, or from the Hellborn team now that's lacking. Like, where do you jump in? You can jump in with Pharaoh, of course, but he's level 9, so he's going to drop in 2 seconds. Doesn't even have a Mystic Vestment, so it's not like a Moraxus or a Pebbles or anything like that, that powerful combination, long lockdown. No, it's a Pharaoh, and he's got a wall. And even though, like, if he gets a wall up, like, let's just say that he initiates on, let's say, the Dark Lady, the Midas, they can just leap out instantly. So who's going to follow it up?
Yeah.
Like, you need to make sure that the Parasite is even close by them, and that requires either like him just being really ballsy in a creep or a Wild Hunter, and it's not easy to pull off. So as of right now, it's the Legion team controlling the game.
And that's not even guaranteed either, because actually we've been seeing too this Legion side, they've been putting on some rev forwards here and there whenever they're pushing and whatnot. So maybe just in case. Glacius, I'm pretty sure Baba Ganoush is going to be found right here and killed off quickly. Yeah, even lets the illusion do its work right there. So good find onto the Resher support right there, and he's dead for another 30 seconds. So not the biggest deal in the world, but free kill for Fade, who, by the way, has a shrunken head now.
Wow.
As well, so...
Why is he? I'm not entirely sure if that's the right route to go. It feels a little bit iffy being up versus 4 melee heroes.
Okay.
At least to me, I would have personally liked to see something that offers even more control in those teamfights, because as long as they keep the Dark Lady alive, I feel like they are going to win those teamfights. I don't think the Salamon is going to be able to stand his ground versus the Dark Lady if they are this equal in gold per minute. I expected Salamon to be like at least almost 250 gold per minute ahead of the Dark Lady at this point of the game, like 25 minutes in, but that's surely not the case.
It feels so much longer, doesn't it? We're only 25 minutes in, though. Pharaoh, he's going to go in, by the way, on Rhapsody right here. Shit, that's going to be a kill. I was going to say they kind of had nearby, but no, that's just an illusion, I guess, and ultimately everyone gets away. So Rhapsody goes down. Did take a Wrath of the Pharaoh right there, but not the longest cooldown, of course, so good find from complexity. They're going to maybe try to make their way up top here, but in the end, might as well be good, too. But yeah, going back to that time, again, really only 26 minutes in now, but 730 GPM Salamon. But again, I honestly am even more impressed by the Dark Lady, 615 GPM. With the way she's been able to farm that, and it's shown in her items, of course, the Shrunken Head and whatnot. Ooh, Railroad to Revelation. But no, Fade's not going to go in right there. And we'll be fine. So that could have been a nice jump from complexity, but in the end, Chitawan being a little too smart for that. And will survive right here. He's yet to die, as does Dark Lady yet to die, who's 4-0-5 now, so.
All the gold per minute, though, from complexity side, it's just dropping. It's dropping, it's dropping, it's dropping. Salamon is doing all right, but he needs even more if he wants to carry this 1 versus 5. Because, I mean, look at the Swift Blade. Look at the Parasite. I mean, Parasite, 240 gold per minute. He's not going to have much of an impact. He's not going to get a snowball effect where he can get solo kills. And the Swift Blade, sure, he's going to do all right, but it's not going to matter. Like, he's still going to be one-shotted more or less with the Dark Blade if he gets 4 or 5 slotted.
Yeah.
So they need to take control somehow. But how do you do that when there's a Midas that's constantly pushing your top lane and a Fade that's constantly making you worried to go alone? It's just so... There's no way to do that, and you need a Bona in that case, or you need to go Veil Drought and just try it for a gank.
Yeah, it's definitely not a simple answer. There's nothing here for the Hellborn team. It's like, oh, they should be doing this. I mean, it's just something that they're going to have to deal with, and obviously a little bit of luck's going to have to roll their way. Maybe just happen to find somebody from MRR. Maybe Fade runs past a Rev Ward or a Puzzle Blocks minion when she doesn't realize it and they're able to jump her, things like that. But a lot of it, though, is just simply you have to play it very safe. You have to, take with what you can get and really try to hope that that is the case. But yeah, no doubt Salamon is absorbing all of that farm as you're talking about. That's really ridiculous, seeing the gap right there. 287 GPM Swiftblade next in line to what is now a 720 GPM Salamon, who doesn't have a Restal Stone yet, worth noting. He does have the Soul's Bulwark, though, and again, he likes to finish a full Demonic Breastplate, so he's probably going to finish that first, and then maybe the Restal Stone in place of, say, the Mystic Vestments here coming out. But for the time being, going to finish off the Demonic first. I wonder where Dark Lady goes from here, now that she's got the Frostburn picked up. I mean, definitely has choices. Would it be a wing bow, you think? Or
I wouldn't be surprised to see the wing bow, no. I think that's probably the correct choice. I mean, there could be a Genjuro as well, but seeing as there is a lot of anti-rev boards and puzzle box, of course, out the Hellborn side, as a result of the Fade.
Oh, poor Glacius. He's kind of just running in here. What? He had no clue. He puts a word aside. Look at that immediate rev ward.
Oh my goodness, Swiftblade is in trouble as well.
Oh yeah, they caught Swiftblade. Didn't even realize that. He gets dumped right here. He is going to end up falling out. Target defense, Pharaoh, because Pharaoh was trying to save his teammate. So it's just falling apart for complexity. All of a sudden, a double tap for Punk Ping right here, and now into the tower. He kills. That's going to be a free tower kill on top of it. And I mean, that started because Glacius was found, trying to ward up.
M.R.R. just playing out of their minds, to be honest. They got 3 portal keys now, or actually 2 portal keys, and you just complete map control every single time. You just have superior communication. I can't say anything else. I mean, complexity is tilted. They have used Veil Rod a few times, but they're not getting anything done with it, and they're just so freaking frustrated right now because you don't get kills.
Here we go, ulti form from Salamon. They're going to jump Dark Lady right here. Dark Lady's in trouble. There's a predictability, going to be a good duration. In fact, full duration, and that's not going to be stopped. So Dark Lady's able to take some good damage, but now the leap back in from Salamon, having to try to distract away, and not going to be enough for the kill in the end. But Tempest goes down. The Swift Slash is bounce in. The Torment Assault. They get 1, they get 2, they get 3. Dark Lady's trying to get away now with barely any life with Fade. Is this going to happen? Swift Lady's not going to be able to pursue further, so they didn't kill Dark Lady, but ultimately a hold. But so you know what I was going to say? They're going to that fight is that Salamon has yet to use his ulti to really make a team fight happen. Well, finally he does, and managed it to work.
He dealt a lot of damage as well. Holy moly! I did not expect that kind of damage output in the start. I mean, and just imagine if that Rhapsody ultimate would have been cancelled somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, they would have been genocided on the spot. Now they're going to get a Conquer kill on top of that. I don't think the Legion team are looking to buy back for this.
Yeah, that's true. I guess if they don't buy back, it should be one. But Dark Lady is heading over here. Does have her Shrunken Head even good to go. The Cover of Darkness ready. I mean, Elemental Void wasn't used as well, so he's up in 5 seconds. You like a Fade. They know though. Their dust comes out. They find Fade, and now Fade's in trouble. Able to get through the Mummy Walls right here, but the face hug should help secure it. In the end, Baba Ganoush did get picked up.
Oh my god, Blaze!
Are you freaking kidding me? Chidawan making MVP status. Blaze right here. He's still alive. Oh my gosh, Cover of Darkness comes out, and Dark Lady charges in, going YOLO right here. Into the background, jumps out of Salamon. Face stays alive in the background. The Elemental Void comes out. That's not going to be stopped. And M.R.R. what a cleanup right here. Down goes Pharaoh, down goes Parasite, and Salamon's going to be picked up. Are you kidding me? What a fight for M.R.R. Now they're going to the base. Chidawan, what was that?
Whoa, the play was insane. I mean, that's the top 5. That's the top 5, if not the top 1.
That's the top.
I mean, holy fuck. I mean, they are, I don't know, they're playing out of their minds. They prevented the Conquer kill. They made sure that they're going to get at least 2 sides of racks now. I mean, this is going to be game. They're going to go 2-0 versus compLexity Gaming.
Because of the Shrunken Head, the portal key dropped, the great getaway. I mean, literally that MVP play right there has secured the game. I agree with you 100%. I do not see compLexity coming back from this. They just lost 2 sets of racks just in the blink of an eye, and that has got to be the worst feeling ever, especially knowing how outplayed they got right there.
We just saw the momentum swap as well. I mean, compLexity winning a team fight, almost bringing down Dark Lady, getting a Conquer kill, we would have assumed, but Chidawan getting in there, making the play of his life, and just...
Look at Dark Lady. He doesn't even care either. He's just going really deep into the front lines. Now he might end up dying. Never mind. Predictability comes out. What a cleanup once again. And just like that, they're all dead. I'm sure the GG well play is going to be coming out here any second. There we go. GG well played. It's official. Game 2 and the series will go to M.R.R. Neolution Esports M.R.R. Congratulations to them. What a game, but man, I mean, what else is there more to say than Chidawan? That's this guy. He's been around for a long time. He's been to these events before. That was one of the most godlike plays I've seen in a long time, and for just knowing what's on the line here, that was amazing.
I mean, the portal key was on the ground. I'm pretty sure the compLexity noticed, but I just couldn't stop it at that point. He just played it to perfection. Like, he rotated around in some circles, went back for the portal key, and it gets into the trees. And
yeah.
I think that everyone from M.R.R. just played out of their minds. I didn't see a single mistake, more or less, in that game number 2. I mean, there might be 1 or 2 pickups, but I mean, the drafting, the laning phase, I mean, was there a single mistake? Every single team fight seemed like the communication was spot on with the Rhapsody, with the Protected Melody, and then Tempest. Like, even though they had 4 ways to cancel him, they he did get the ultimates off every single time. So just patience, well played by them. Thai teams, they are looking strong.
Yeah, that was, again, is there any other way to put that? They're looking strong. They're here clearly ready to make plays, and that's got to be fear for the other teams. I mean, obviously, that was a big question mark at these events outside of Thailand and DreamHack before and whatnot. You know, these teams just have not fared well. They've done very poorly, frankly. They've not fared well at all yet. It's different, this event. And that's what constantly goes back to why this event's going to be so good. I mean, we have the best teams in Han right now coming at you. And compLexity, they're a great team. Sure, the land maybe got the best of them too, but man, M.R.R., this is a team that's here to not only beat compLexity, but they are here to win DreamHack Summer 2015, and obviously off to a good start. So they're going to play the winner of the Druids versus Team Wii series, which we're still got to find out, of course, the victor of that. But compLexity on the other hand, again, of course, they're still in it. They're still in it, obviously, but they're now in the losers bracket. They'll be playing, well, the loser of the Druids versus Team Wii series. So, and that'll be later on today. But
this was the team, by the way, that qualified for Dreamhack Qualify 3. So they are definitely a team to be reckoned with, and M.M.R just destroying them from start to end. That's impressive. Like, big shout out to all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, so it really is, you know, well, what a start here. We have the Dreamhack Summer 2015. We knew it was going to be a great event overall, but that's a hell of a start. Obviously, some big plays being made. And, you know, one of the big shout out also to their support player once again, Time Pico. I think he was almost an underestimated MVP. You know, support a lot of the time, hard to really tell what they're doing, but from the warding to the big plays he made with the Rhapsody there at the end, we talked about that, a couple of those protective melodies. Big plays indeed. So, but I know you're a support player yourself, so you can appreciate that.
Yeah, he played amazing. I mean, that's the kind of action that I'm lacking at times when it comes to European and North American teams. Like, there's those offensive words, like, all the time from the get-go. Just, yeah, it really speaks to me.
All right. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break right here. I believe we got some post-game interviews for you guys going to be coming up shortly as well, and then we'll keep things going here. We are live from Jönköping, Sweden. Stay tuned, guys. More content coming up here next from Dreamhack.
Be one of the best we've ever seen.
So Swiftblade is going to be fine, but at what cost here? So in the background, catches, and down goes Swiftblade. The elemental void though in the background catches Midas, but the succubus hold shortly after the cancel it. Basically nothing, but the elemental void will do plenty for St. Gay Sports. There's the explosion with the Shadow Storm, and oh my God, Druids is going to win this fight.
Shall we begin?
My name is Brandy Hahn. My in-game name is Undrinkable, and I am the office and HR admin. So I basically do everything that keeps this office running. Oh, definitely Calamity, because of the dragons. Just a little bit. That was me, for everybody who saw that on the Facebook page, Cassie Calamity. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to do that for the launch. Star Wars. I cheat and I say Star Wars, the original trilogy. If I have to pick one, it's Return of the Jedi. Guild Wars 2. I'm an RPG player. I played WoW for several years, stopped because of college, and got back into Guild Wars 2 recently because it's free to play, and it's pretty awesome. I'm a warrior, and it's amazing. Probably Super Mario Brothers 3. I think that's the one memory that I have over and over as a kid, playing that as many times as I possibly could. Nobody knows what these are, but they're these little chocolate cubes called ice cubes, and they're German. It's like chocolate and a little bit of hazelnut and coconut oil. I'll bring you some.
The waters of this world must be purified. All right, guys, welcome back to Dreamhack Summer 2015. I'm Beef, and with me is one of the stars from Team Neo.MRR taking down compLexity Gaming 2-0 right there. We have Cheetah One, the mid player, and of course Ty, the translator. Cheetah One, how